What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Ryze Hoops. I am Simone Stanley, joined by our coach, Mike Cyp. We are fresh off of the last Ryze 100 session. We just wrapped up 100 session 3. We're going to dive into 3 players that jumped out this weekend. Mike, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you about yourself?
I'm doing good. We have a few more tournaments left. We have a lot already under our belt. So let's go ahead and get into what was an exciting weekend at the Lake Point Sports Champion Center. OTP next. They brought a lot of energy. They won our 16U bracket. And Mike, you have a guy from the team who really stood out to you.
Yeah, Zach Brody, 6'3", nice size guard. Got good shoulders, got good size. I like what he did defensively. He's one high energy. He did well on the ball at the point of attack. Uses quick hands and length. Showed some versatility on defense. Was able to stay in front of the ball, whether the ball handler was in the pick and roll or just kind of like flow offense. Created some turnovers. Showed some good body control and strength as a finisher on the rim. So he had a couple good pick and roll drives. So he played with a little bit of pace. But he's one that if he finds a crease, body contact wasn't bothering him, and he was able to finish through that contact, get a couple and ones. I like that, even though he's a righty. I saw him finish a couple tough baskets at the rim with his left hand, so he's got some dexterity. So, big guards are always. I'm always fans of big guards who can play off the catch and off the dribble, but can show some versatility on defense, go in multiple positions like he did.
Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Atlanta Celtics, because this is a program that continuously puts out consistency on our courts. And the Atlanta Celtics 2027 team, they showed up, brought a lot of energy, a lot of highlights, a lot of eyes and attention was on that team this weekend. We could highlight so many players on that team, but go ahead and break down one for us.
Yeah, good point. They're a talented team. That roster's real good, and they played up. So they were one of the younger teams playing in that division. And Jaden Johnson, 5'10" guard, is one that stuck out to me. And again, there's a lot of talent, so that means that everybody's touching the rock. It's only one ball on the court to go around. And what I like about Jaden is he showed he can play off the ball and on the ball. I saw him play with some good pace as a playmaker, made some real good passes in the flow of the offense and in transition. So I'm operating the pick and roll real well. He could shoot it off the dribble. I'm sorry. Good touch in the paint with either hand. But when he wasn't on the ball, he showed that he could catch and shoot. He can relocate. He can cut, drive, close out, and finish. So when you have a kid that's that dynamic of a player, and can threaten the defense in multiple ways like he did, then he puts himself into a different category. He's not a one-trick pony. So I like what I saw from Jay. He did real well. 5'10", one of the smaller guards on the court, but he's got a little bit of a wiggle. He's shifty. He can create for himself off the dribble and get to his spots where he needs to score or facilitate.
Like you said, that team did a great job sharing the ball, moving the ball, sharing the spotlight, I would say. They had a lot of guys on that team that could really go, and you're going to highlight another one of their guys on our social media channels. So make sure you're following us on Instagram and Twitter for more breakdowns from Coach Cyp. But let's talk about Redline Elite. I feel like they've been at every single one of our tournaments so far this summer, consistently showing out. So let's highlight one of their players.
Will Russell, 6'6" plus. When I watched Redline, the first thing I saw was his motor. When you're a forward, especially if you're not a banger type, somebody they're gonna just play through you on the post. I believe that your motor has to run, and his motor ran, chasing down rebounds, the loose ones, the long rebounds, the loose balls, hitting the deck, throwing his body around a little bit, impacting the game on that level. Defensively, he was interrupting, deterring shots. I'm sorry, and he's not the most explosive athlete, and he's kind of light, but he didn't let that deter him around the rim. I got to meet his dad, and his dad said that he was baseball heavy coming up, and he just started playing basketball a little less than 4 years ago. But I saw some skill there with him. I saw him be able to shot fake, one dribble, get to the pull up, shot fake, maybe two or three dribbles, get to his spot, get to the paint, finish with both hands. So even though he's a two-sport athlete and he's just now, Dad said he's just now really starting to focus on basketball, there's some potential there. And that's what stuck out with me is that he's nowhere near as polished as some of the other kids that we've seen, which is good because if that's him not, being a basketball focus, having a basketball focus, then if he continues to work at it, you'll see somebody turn into one of the better forwards in the state because Dad said he's pretty young. So when you talk about all of that, he's one that we probably need to keep tabs on over the next couple of years to track his progress.
Definitely got to keep our eyes on him. And like you said, this is him just a few years in to taking
Yeah,
basketball serious. Then he has the sky as his limit.
yep, I agree.
Well, up next for Ryze Hoops, some of our team is headed to Nashville for Ryze on the Road, Nashville. Then we'll be coming back to Georgia for Warner Robins again. Then we'll finally be back at Lake Point in June for the Junior Jamboree, and then July for the Battle for Georgia. So make sure you guys are fully tapped in with Ryze Hoops across all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, for all of the updates and the best coverage in Southeast grassroots basketball. Well, I'm Simone Stanley. He is Coach Mike Cyprian. Thank you guys so much.